I always say if you're not balancing your opposite, your unconscious is going to build up and it's going to snap. So let's say you're an introvert, and if you're not being extroverted at will, holy fuck, are you in for a rude awakening? So you got to play opposites. You think I want to go on that Raj show and stay with like, they're good people, but not for me. But I did it because balancing that opposite gave me a new door. You have to change the inner. That's what prayer is. God, give me the strength to work 12 hours days so I become that millionaire that I know I'm becoming. You don't say, God, give me $1 million fucking dollars. That sounds like a devil contract to me, right? Like, and the devil will screw you over on that one. You get fucked in the ass by Diddy and get a 360 deal out that, like God has never, hey, give me a Ferrari and he sends you a Ferrari. No, he'll send you the mindset that gets the Ferrari. That's why the Ferrari feels like, wow, this is fun, because you got it yourself. And I say yourself because if I say God did it, which God does everything, which literally means don't talk about it, right? But yeah, there's a longing you have to be with your higher self because it's floating up there with God. It's like an after image, and it's a mold that you have to fill in with yourself, kind of like the anima. And there, people are desperate for that mold. Like, you are desperate. Like, the mold I want you guys to focus on is your higher self. You need to actually, if you have a picture in your head of you wearing some nice blue jeans coming out of a Ferrari, go buy those nice blue jeans. You're halfway there. And then steal the energy in your head that you have when you have the Ferrari. And that energy is smiling, working, networking, extroverted. That's the guy you would have to be, right? Yeah, and that mold is for everything. People are like, well, what moments of my life should I not focus on the mold? Stupid. Every second should have that mold in your head. When I buy a coffee, I go, be extra polite. Be extra polite to this bitch, because that's the higher me.
Don donated $5. Advice for a guy who grew up without his father, trying to find my place in life at 19. Dad died when I was a kid and my brother got locked up for life. When I was 7, just been me and my mom.
You gotta grow up, bro.
Jerdani donated
You're the dad
$5.
now. I'm the dad. We're all the
dad.
dad.
Believe the genetics
You're 16, you're the dad.
The family we're born into is random. Ugly short people with bad parents had to have done something to anger God. Beauty and strength are the pillars of God.
Well, in Egyptian secret texts, it says that certain planetary alignments are healthy for kids, and you have to save up the energy. You can't just be piping your wife all the time. And everyone does babies wrong. That's why everyone's different heights and different symmetry. But good-looking babies came out on good alignments that you're supposed to. Like, that's what chanting is panting when you're piping and, you're trying to make a healthy baby. That's like piping someone is a form of magic if you're going to bring a soul onto earth. Yeah, and your karma got to be clean. So, yeah, 99% of people born on earth are born on the wrong alignments. That's why they're ugly, right? That's according to Hermetic texts. I don't know. I'm not God. Jesus told us occultism is satanic. Occult means hidden, right? That's all it means. So, yeah, there's a lot of hidden stuff that's satanic, but there's a reason why he spoke in parables. There's also stuff that's hidden there for higher level, higher minds. Genuinely, this is what I think about Christianity. If there's any bitterness to being a Christian, you're not a Christian. Like, there's nothing bitter about going to Christ. Eric Dubé's views on Jesus, I don't give a fuck about anyone's views if they don't believe in Jesus. Like, bro, I'll listen to you teaching me how to shoot a basketball, but if you say you don't believe in Jesus, I'll never take you serious on religion. Like, because I'm not the kind of guy who's like, yeah, go Jesus. I tried it, it worked, and I stayed around people who tried it and it worked for them, and then I have 180,000 Christians who it worked for them in the comment section. Like, yeah, we're not experimenting with your fucking retard ways.
Pipecock donated $5. Difference between praying and meditating? And is meditating satanic?
No, intention satanic, but meditation opens you up to thinking. Like, there's two types of meditation: mindfulness, it's more imaginative and active, and emptying your mind. Emptying your mind is good for those guys who want to get possessed, or it's good for lowering anxiety. But I've always meditated by releasing everything about my world, my inner world, my real world, my superficial world, and then filling it with God. So I've never meditated without God. I don't really get the Eastern thing, you know. I think a relationship with your coach gets you further in life than having no coach and doing it yourself. But 90% of the time, I do have the psyche that I am God. Not that I am God like the creator and stuff like that, but he wants me to say I am. I can do it myself. I am a millionaire. The blessings are just the wheels, right? Or excuse me, the fuel, right? But yeah, like I act alone in my action, but in my faith, I've never been alone since I became a Christian last year. So haven't been. Well, there's days where I'm alone, and I'm sure you know which days. Like you can see it, but I always come back because we are of the flesh. We slip a lot. Yeah, I mean, how many times do you guys fall off the God's horse, God's white horse? I fall off God's white horse and fall on some fucking Latino white 3 times a day, no cap. That's low. What the fuck? There's way higher than that. Yeah, mindfulness is a good way to put it. And I use symbols when I meditate. So, symbols that mean a lot to me. Usually, it's not symbols that I'll create. It's like, there's always a symbol that'll remind you of your dad. So, it'll trigger memories for me, and then I pray for my family. And like, I'm sure, what reminds everyone? What's a symbol that's a dad symbol? Right? Probably a hot dog. Like, our parents don't really eat that, but they'll always bring you a hot dog from Costco. So if I get that kind of triggered thought, I'll have a quick prayer, and yeah. And the prayer is more like a flex of I stopped thinking about Twitter and superficial to go back to family, and it can't be dark. I used to have dark prayers about like keep my family safe, dude. It's not a drama, bro. It's not. That's ritualistic prayer. That's not good. That's drama that you don't want. It's not that it's invoking anything. It's just there's nothing God ever does that's bad. Everything is your warped perception. Because, listen, everything coming down from God is good. And when something goes wrong in your life, you ruin your relationship with God trying to change His will. But the truth is, it was going great for you before that. So you fell off the beat. You fell off the path. And another thing is, like, if you've ever had those dreams where you wake up and that nightmare's over, yeah, one day you're going to wake up and all your suffering it's over. You're right. I don't know if I should share this. Yeah, people who have had a psychedelic trance, I've never done psychedelics, but I'm talking about in other ways. If you've ever bathed in the solar splendor of God, if you've seen it, as much as it fades and you forget, you always feel like, wow, the ending's good. Like, if you've ever had that. So there's some people who are like 30 who, I don't know, I'm talking about the spiritual guys. Religious guys never really feel that. I'm talking about the guys who took it far, right?
I am Ian Price donated $5. Wanted to genuinely thank you, brother, because you played a fundamental role in bringing me to Christ in my life. Has changed 100% for the better.
I'm talking about visually seeing it.
Margarita
if you've ever triggered that part of your brain.
Zherka, when a parent loses a child and blames God, what's the right way to give advice?
I would never give someone advice that's going through that. They need understanding, right? They don't need advice. They need care. They don't need advice. They need someone there. They don't need advice. That's a very like MTV way to look at things. But the trials and tribulations people go through, I don't want to like make it small, but everyone loses their family one day. And the pain's going to be the exact same for everyone. So, if we're all on the same train, all you got to do is say, what does my family want me to do? And I'll tell you this, bro. Most people who lose a family member never carry out what their family wanted for them. They just forget. And it's fucking horrific. And the fulfilled people actually complete their family's wishes, right? Or this is the worst part, is if you don't know what they wanted for you. But you know, maybe you guys weren't close. And yeah, like, bro, growing up, you'll have a watch that you hate, that one day you will stab someone if they try and take it from you because your dad gave it to you when you guys were like, when you were a kid. That's like a part of carrying out their energy. You know, their energy has to live through you or else you die, right? Like, how the fuck? That energy brought you here to life and you're telling me you can go on without it? Yeah, no, as much as I would love religion for you guys, it's not really the black belt of spirituality. You know, spirituality is you alone. The religion is just the white belt. You got to get into it, man. Then it's about you.
Every time I watch these streams I feel like I have the IQ of a dog, no meat riding. I've never heard more wisdom from any mainstream speaker. How do you get into a flow state like this and clear brain fog?
Read books. When you're reading books, you're not downloading the information. You're unlearning what you've already been taught. That's when you start saying profound shit. It's like, you'll never see a clip of me where I sound like a TikTok advice channel. Because it's like from the heart. See, now it sounds like TikTok. I'm talking from the heart, bro. I fucking ruined it right there. My first gay clip. Fuck. But you know what I'm saying, right? Like, you know your ancestors and everything in your unconscious and collective unconscious. You know that everyone has... Any human can tap into genius for 2 weeks, a month. Some people can yank it. Tesla yanked it to, was it 80% of his life since 11 years old or some shit? Yeah, you have it in you, but why ancient Egyptians and all these ancient cultures the state would mandate thought in the correct way, meditation and all that thought loops, because the elites fucked you up, bro. 99% of your thoughts are not yours because you learned it from social media. And your inner thoughts are genius, like literal ancestral DNA type shit. But they're clouded by that phone of yours, which is, it's like scrying. Or is this scrying? It's a black mirror, your phone. It's a crystal ball, but it's a mirror. And it's going to send you into delusions. And, you know, I know this hurts my paycheck severely, but even bigger than going to God, watch me get a bunch of hate for saying this. Get off social media. That's more important than... There's so many guys who are scrolling through a nude feed while they have God in their heart. And, dude, I'm telling you, you're not winning that fight, ever. You're never going to win that fight. Like, because here's why you can't get off social media, is then you don't have a social life. But a normal person gets off social media and goes to his friend group. So that's the tricky part. Or if you get paid off social media, right? That's even trickier. Yeah. I think step one, you should just look in your history and see how much, like everyone who's ever hired me, the part where they want to cry is not me saying anything mystical. It's when we're just unsubscribing from every single channel, and they look in my eyes and they go, how come you're not looking at which channels, John? Like, you're not looking to see what kind of content. What if it's good Christian content? I go, no, unsubscribe from all of it, because it's not serving you right now. So that means it's not working. Just go to 0. And then they go, okay, what should I subscribe to? I go, unsubscribe from me too. And they go, what? I'm like, yeah, you came to me because it's not working for you, you fucking idiot. And they're like, okay, how do I watch it? Well, if you need to watch me, you can always click on my channel, but you're not getting notified by me. You're not watching all my shit. You have a lot of time on your hands now. You know, you're at 0. So as soon as their social media status is at 0 clickbait content, so they just get a normal feed on YouTube algorithm that they don't fuck with. That's the healthy part. And then we 0 their thoughts. So we train you to go, I don't need that, I don't need that, I don't need that. And you're always going to 0, right, for all your thinking process. And then if it's what you want to do, your dreams, you stay on that thought. And you keep building that. You get tired, go eat a meal. Get distracted, nope, I don't need that. And then don't go back to working on your dreams. Just rest. And then go back to your dreams. But you never actually go back to... I don't know why people are so afraid to be addicts about drugs. You should be afraid of social media addiction. That's how... Who are you if you unsubscribe from everything? You're nobody. So that means you're the fakest person on earth, because you have a sense of persona identity from the streamers that you're laughing with. No, the streamer's making a joke. You're not individuating at all. I am, but you're not. Like, I'm going up Jacob's ladder and you're watching me go up the ladder. Isn't this a one-sided transaction, bro? You know? And people are like, I swear to God, my whole life, every 2-3 weeks, I unsubscribe from every single channel that helped me, and I get new channels. Why? Because those were my February channels. Now it's March. And if I didn't soak up the info, then I fucked up. You know, I can't go back. It's over.
Naquid donated $5. Yo, you brought me back to God. Jesus is king. I've been seeing 28 every day and the time multiple times. Does that mean anything?
And you shouldn't look for signs. That's like very stupid. It's not black magic. It's just stupid and low IQ. Synchronicity is a feeling. It's sensation. It's intuitive. It'll hit you. So if you're seeing 28 everywhere, what does that mean? Clearly it means nothing, because you're asking what does it mean? When you get hit by something that's meaningful, you feel it. So you go, Zherka, 28, I saw it and I felt this and it reminded me of this. Yeah, that's the meaning. I don't know what the fuck 28 means for you, right? What does Latina fat ass mean to you versus to me? To me, it's like something I'll have in the summertime. To you, you have that thought in you January, February, every month of the year. So to you, it's your God. To me, it's like a fucking weekend in the summer, right? Is reality shifting real? There's nothing else. There's nothing else that I know to be real except that. That when your consciousness expands even slightly, that Ferrari is just next to you. It's your friends, though, but you have better friends. And then your consciousness expands one more time, and now it's your Ferrari. And it's weird, bro. It's... Yeah.
Bird Rodeo donated $5.
How are we doing?
What's your favorite method to reprogramming your subconscious? I don't really listen to music. Audiobooks, but what else is best?
I like to do imposter syndrome. So when I had 1 year of imposter syndrome and I got really fucking dark, I got really toxic and I went back to some stupid shit. But imposter syndrome is the most healthy thing you can go through. Like, Zherka loves rap music but only listens to Beethoven and feels like an imposter all day. Yeah, but this Zherka's making more than every kick streamer, and he streams once every 2 weeks. Like, kick streamers on my level, I'm saying, you know? Like, I fucking shit on Citrus. You know what I mean? And he's close to the money. He's close to the Jewish. You know what I mean by that? And people are like, yeah, but Zherka used to do 22 hours streaming every day. I don't stream. And I'm beating that Zherka. Every year you guys watch me, I'm a better Zherka, more rich, better looking, more bitches. That's someone going up the ladder. And I don't know how streamers have the same paycheck year after year. I haven't had 1 year where my paycheck doesn't triple, ever. And if it does, I'll lose my fucking mind. Not anymore now, because now I know that there's plateaus that you have to be passive on, not active. If you're active on plateaus, you lose your mind a bit. And it's greedy too, right? You don't want to deal with avarice as you're going up, because that never ends. That's like lust. You don't want to deal with lust because it never. Heel Mike will pipe 1,000 bitches. Is he satisfied? Is he? No. His thirst is actually growing more. The desire doesn't stop inflating just because you nutted. Okay? That hole needs to be filled with something. That's why there's no better feeling than your career is saving souls. So I found God because of you. Well, I'm getting rich because you're saying that, bro. Thank you. But I'm also doing one thing correct. Thank God. And you know what I mean? That's balancing. That's so healthy for me. I can't imagine having a career like the rest of the world where they go to bed and they don't have one email like that. They just go to bed like, oh, I sold a car. Like, well, then fucking kill yourself. No, don't do that. But you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
It seems I can only remember the end of my dream. Since you're interested in dreaming, do you like the movie Inception? Tips to start dreaming more. It seems I only can dream like once a week.
The number one thing you can do for that is, what is your routine before bed? If you're not ridding yourself of anxiety before bed through a system, have you ever slept flexed? Like half your body's tense? That's not sleep, dude. You're hurting your money doing that. I'm telling you, I don't care if it takes you 10 minutes or 2 hours, you need your brain at zero when you're going to bed. And that means one look at your Twitter before bed, even on low brightness, will spike it to 1,000. And it'll take you another hour to take it to zero. So this is the most frustrating thing if you're not doing it correct. Sleeping tense means you're on your phone before bed. And here's your best sleep you've ever had. You went to a lake house with your family. Everyone had fun. They were playing in the water. You got tired in the water. You guys go back, have some marshmallows, and you touch your bed and you go to bed. You don't look at your phone. That kind of vacation sleep. That's how your whole life should be. And I spent 29 years of my life doing it wrong, so you're not behind. I just started doing this right last year. Well, not even we'll look at last year. We'll say last few months, because last year I was doing it right half the week, which is so horrible. Money will always come to people who know what they're doing, because money is just energy. That's all it is. If you know how to manipulate energy, you're golden, right? And how do you manipulate energy? Don't do it. Start with manipulating yourself. That's an energy source. And then you're a magnet. Dude, money is valves. You turn a couple of valves and it starts flowing. Then you go back to your old habits and it stops. Then you turn them back on and they're flowing. And a smart man just turns on the valves and keeps them open. And they all doing something. And he just stays in his higher self and doesn't go back to being an idiot. That's it, right? But yeah, money is super healthy. If you're not making money in life, you're with the devil. 100%. Okay? Like when the Bible says you have to sweat from the brow, who the fuck doesn't get paid from sweating from the brow? What?
The Eagle donated $5. Before I go to sleep, I sleep in the state I desire to be in, and doze off into that feeling, and I make sure to wake up in that state.
Dude, if you're waking up on edge, you're doing everything wrong. It's very simple. Okay? I'm not saying getting out of bed is easy. You know? Mornings suck for everyone, for most people. Like, who hates the morning time? It takes like an hour to roll out of bed. But the point is, you get it done. Because there's guys who stay in the bed till they're sweaty. If you're staying in bed till you're sweaty, you just can't get up. You're like stone. That's severe depression. That's What is your take on low vibrations or high vibrations? It's always balancing them. So people with low vibes need to go high, not high, and people with high vibrations, you gotta be like me. Like I have very high energy, and then if I balance it out and talk to make a few fucking business calls with my team, everything goes up. Oh, but if I stay high, high vibration, I'll do it myself, and that's work. That's working too many hours. Like, no, if you're working a shit ton of hours and you're making a shit ton of money, you're killing creativity. And creativity is like, you make one good album, that's $10 million. Like, there's work and projects in between work. That's how life goes, right? So for like a book, Zherka does these streams. The good stuff I say gets clipped up. It gets stored in a file that gets put into a book in bullet form with the real thought that I'm trying to express. And that's how the book is made, right? And then I make up 20 mil off that book. The highest level manifestation, you know that word, the gay word? The highest level law of attraction is a poet. Because if you guys say, I have a Ferrari, that didn't bring a picture to anyone's head. But if you say there's honeydew dripping off the V8 of my brand new Ferrari, now that image in your head that went from shadow to form, that is how you manifest. That's why these poets would be like Shakespeare level famous, because everyone knows what they're doing with that kind of a mind. That's why poets, they say, are the closest to understanding God, because they can literally do God, the imagination God gave them, justice. And remember, Floyd Mayweather doesn't believe in God and stuff, but he holds on to the imagination that he's number one. And God rewards him and says, hey, if that vision's that clear to you, you deserve it. That's how it works. Like, you don't have to be with God to get blessings from God. It's just the 100% certain way is. Your actions can be towards, let's say you want to take care of your family and stuff. You think God's not going to notice that in Floyd? No, he's going to notice that in Floyd. Like, what do you think? It's just about, what is this Protestant preaching, bro? You think it's just you saying it?
Rotten Aquid donated $5.
Yeah.
Do all dreams have a deeper meaning, and how do you go about interpreting them? I had a dream where I shot an old friend after he shot at me first, but I still called an ambulance for him. Also, any book suggestions, and how do I book a numeral?
Yeah, you didn't shoot your friend, you shot yourself, because in most of the characters in your dreams are going to be you fighting you. So you should look into that. But it's not the meaning you want, it's you want dream amplification. So what we do is, you tell me everything you saw in the dream and we amplify it, because you have to get all the pieces and the image starts coming back to you. You just want to amplify the dream. You don't want to actually know the meaning. Like, well, you want to, but you're not going to actually have the meaning. You just want the amplification. That's the symbols. That's all you need. Symbols is how you can go into that world of forms in your head, that imaginative kind of, that I'll call it it's ritualistic because it's play, right? What you play with happens. What you will does not happen without play. You know, like I play with my money and it comes into spade. It comes in spades, or I could do a 20-hour stream and it can come to me it has a bottleneck. It has there's a restriction there, busting my ass type shit, right? So now I choose, like, okay, I can do 4 hours of work, 2-hour break, and the break is play. I'm playing with imagination. And you should see my team, Dead Hex and Diminish. All I do is predict the jumps. I'm like, we're going to go up 2K this week. Then we're going to go up 10K next week. And then all my predictions go correct because I know how much time it takes.
How do you check your star chart, planet alignment during your birth date? Is there a particular website? Also, could you give a brief explanation on each of the planets and their meanings if they are present during your birth?
There's only 3 things you check for, and 99%, I'm not even being sales guy right now, bro. 99% of astrology on YouTube, I swear they talk about retard shit. Just get into sidereal Vedic. There's the only guys that can give you at least 5% of what you need to know. Everything else it's off, and it's not even geocentric, so they're really off. And number two, the planets are different. Like, an idealistic version of myself would be like a Kim Kardashian first house Neptune. So I have that. But for me, it runs delusion too, because it rules the imagination and the unconscious, and it's spiritual as fuck. That's why when I talk about God, everyone comes here. But if another streamer talks about God, it's kind of like they're talking about God with Mercury in the first house. It's like very logical and thinking and things. It's stupid, right? But yeah, there's only 3 things you check for, and the things that are conjunct or opposite. And like, I only look for the big stuff. A good one would be like Connor's got a Jupiter in his identity house. That's money. Jupiter brings you money. So give me your number 1 advice on losing weight. Practical stuff would be fast until late at night, so you're not spiking your insulin and being hungry, and the hungers go away very quickly. Within a few days, you'll be used to fasting. And then step 2, if you eat 300 grams of protein as your first meal versus 300 grams of carbs, which is cereal, so steak or cereal, you can finish that cereal in 20 seconds, and that steak's going to take you a while. So why don't you start with that steak and have a protein shake before every meal, because your stomach will turn into concrete. You can't have 3 scoops of protein before every meal and actually finish the McDonald's. It's really hard. You'll be like, ugh. So fill up your stomach with that high percentage of 1 gram per pound body weight protein, and then also add maybe a peel of an apple. So that's high fibrous. So high protein, high fiber, activity, and you're on your way with fasting.
Jesus donated $5. The best way to suppress appetite? Bro, I am constantly craving and I can't help it. I've spent $700 this week on 5 Guys already. Please help.
You should probably talk to your doctor, because these people who have binge eating disorders, you don't have a binge eating disorder. For example, there's something that there's a trauma in your life that's making you do this kind of neurotic impulsive behavior. And for example, if you stop doing the Cheetos, you'd replace that dopamine hit with Coke. An obese person's the same as a Coke addict. It's just you want more and more and more. And when you appeal to your higher self, you're gonna disassociate the taste of food with something good. You're gonna associate it with being a fat slob. And that higher self, you can do anything. That's Goggins, bro. But you gotta unpack some of your shit, man.
So Zinigit donated $5.
Yeah, if you're ever beating yourself down, it's why you're a loser. Like, look at immigrants who make it in the West when they come to America. They have I am already a genius. I am a millionaire. I just don't have the money yet. I am. Right? And you look at immigrants who don't make it in life. I just don't have. I got another parking ticket. I got faggot language, faggot thinking. Yeah. I have a client who can never work out again, and I can get him lean. Right? If I focus just on his mindset, the diet will get him there. You know, like, it's not, that answer of go to the gym is not real. Don't go to the gym. Don't fix your diet. Don't do anything till you fix your mind. Once you're appealing to your higher self, the food choices become a lot easier, and the training becomes a lot more fun. And this is vision work. You have to, if you're not seeing a vision, the molding isn't going to happen. You're not going to have that kick in your mind that goes, actually, go leaner, go leaner. And the guys who are really good with their minds, they get 6 packs and they go, I need 15 more pounds to lose. That's a solid mind. That mind is turning into stone at that point. And then for them, I'd usually look at their money. I'll be like, actually, you're losing, like, monthly, you're making less because of this 6-pack you're obsessing over. So that means you're not going to hold that 6-pack. Because if you're losing one way, it's going to bounce. You got to find the equal.
Black people do half
What?
of crime donated $5.
Bro.
You should make a guide to manifesting. What type of stuff do you do to manifest? Believing you deserve it. Writing it down. What else?
Yeah. Here's some basics for my clients, but thinking, intuition, feeling, and sensation. These are the elements of earth, air, fire, and water. Not in that order, though. I'm not going to tell you. This is your first, the first symbols you play with in your mind, right? So with the zodiac, there's different signs that, well, you probably know. Like, for example, I genuinely think you guys are all the thinking type. Most of you guys are the thinking type, and the guys who have channels, you guys are probably the feeling types. You know, like you have all of them, but most of the chat overthinks. Am I crazy? That's why they're chatters, and that's like the number one issue. So if your mind is overthinking a lot, it's avoiding play. And that's a big no-no. Your mind has to go to play. While it can't be played like you're playing, what's that called? Roadblocks or whatever you guys do. Play means play with, your imagination. Like you gotta see what you're trying to build. So that's manifestation is just play. That's why the Queen and King of England hold the scepter and do that ritual, is they're doing it on a higher plane. Like it's like a ceremonial magic what they're doing, but it's a magnet towards what they're trying to do. And that's also why in the Bible it says the heavens like the kingdom for the child brain, like the play brain. I can do anything. And the Bible says you want it, it's yours. Believe you already have it. So that's step one, right? And that's also why God introduces himself as I am, as in do it yourself. It's like a gas station. Like he's going to send you the fuel and you're going to do the rest. But all good is done through God, right? All bad in your life is you perverting the good. So yeah, basically we go over intellect, feeling, amplification, and motion of thought. You want to molecularly change your thought from thinking to feeling, or feeling to thinking is the more dangerous one. But this is how you play with the idea of, oh, I am successful. And as soon as you see the vision in your head and hold on to it, you'll know the one that's real, because you'll actually hear your head say, I am successful. And then boom, your journey started. Your habits are going to change over time. And usually within less than 7 days, you're going to let go of it and take a break. And now you got to start from beginning. So you've lost, because people are like, I think about manifesting all the time. Yeah, but that's not play. Your imagination is not thinking, it's play. That's how it creates. Like your imagination played into your divorce, right? When you picked up a girl, you were playful with her. That's how you magnetically got her. It's not you didn't think so hard. No, thinking is like your bitch, a little tool, right? And then the tool starts owning you when you're overthinking. We'll go over that. We'll go over faith, and then the most important one is second nature. You do something 28 days, it cracks into second nature. That's subconscious. So if you could be positive for 28 days straight, which is a lot harder than it looks, bro. This is a whole moon, bro. But if you can do that, everything you're doing becomes second nature, and then it gets amplified the next month. Yeah, and then you'll hit me up, Zherka, I fucked up. For 3 days I was negative. Well, you lost. It's over. Don't come to me anymore. You lost. I don't even want to help you anymore. If you can't do 28 days, why the fuck would I restart with your faggot ass? I know so many guys who went through so much shit and they did 28 days straight and had good results. You fucking lost. Or the worst is the guys who will lose when it's second nature. This is fucking horrible, bro. That's a fucking failure.
I like reading Neville Goddard's work. He really brought me closer to the Bible by incorporating scriptures into his work about manifestation.
Yeah.
My favorite book is Out of This World. Mark 11:24 ask and believe it's...
I worry about that, because everyone who gets into Goddard's work, I've noticed that they fail miserably, because then they're so hooked They're so hooked on his work that they go to other practices. And dude, 99% of the manifestation market is like single moms selling you books on Amazon. They're raping you. That's why I say Goddard and Carl Jung is the best way to deal with psychic processes. You know, these are the guys, because Jung's going to tell you the issues, how to spot for them, and Goddard's going to tell you the ideal higher self. So this is a good. Well, Jung's a little complicated for you guys because if you don't understand all the terms, it can get very weird. So you should understand self, unconscious, anima, shadow, everything, right? You can't fully grow from a broken starting point. There is no health, bro. Every human is broken, bro. Like, there's no healthy starting point. Like, check this out. This is the white pill. This is going to motivate the shit out of you. If you've been a loser for 30 years of your life, you have so much unconscious packing you can do that will leapfrog everyone else. You can tenfold surpass people because there's so much psychic content you haven't released. Plus, it's charged over that many years of you being a loser. So that's why if you look at most inventors and geniuses, 55 years old, then they make $1 billion, right? You look at most geniuses in high school, they're nobodies today. How do I improve focus when studying? Just study without caffeine as long as you can for as many hours, and then incorporate coffee. Don't ever, well, I always have a coffee when I'm studying, so no, don't do that. Stretch it. Stretch your regular psychic ability. Right? Oh, I can do this. I'm awake. I can do this. I'm learning. Stretch that. It's kind of also with feeling good. If you feel good, don't take coffee. Don't have a cigarette. Don't have nothing. Stretch the feel good as long as you can. Right? So if your buddy offers you a drink, but you feel really good, nah. Hey, we'll have shots, but not right now. In 15 minutes. Stretch it. 15 more. 2 hours pass, and then you only have one drink at night. But, yeah, because a lot of times you're in a good mood and one coffee spikes your anxiety or alcohol ruins you. And it's like, dude, you have to always, every second, be checking the moment. Be like, am I good? Oh, shit, I am good. Let's not get off that vibration because I can play a rap song and your goodness can shift. I can play Beethoven, your goodness could last. But the whole point is holding the goodness. Like, I won't even play Beethoven if I feel good. When I get a little fucking anxious and shit, I haven't done enough today, then let's get the harmonics against let's get some Beethoven going in this house.
There's a video of Trump and his wife looking at the eclipse. Wouldn't his hermetic mage have told him not to look at it?
Dude, we're in such a material world that the last people who will listen to advice are the egos like Trump, right? I know Trump had a Kabbalah teacher, so I know. But Trump's the kind of guy that'll stare at an eclipse and say, I have perfect karma, and I'm going to make a wish on this motherfucker. You know? Or if you had sex during the eclipse, you're in for some weird shit with that girl. I guarantee you. Yeah. Because sex is spiritually, that's who you're married to in the spiritual plane. Do you believe in what Rudolf Steiner is talking about? Yeah, a lot of things. I had my mentor started me with Steiner, and it was too hard. But now it's starting to look a lot. Now I'm starting to connect dots. So a lot of it, yeah, he's spot on. But I've never read an author and said I believe the whole thing, unless it's the Bible. But I'm not going to lie to you. I genuinely believe most of the Bible is under the Vatican. Like, I feel like we have some political versions of the Bible, and you know. Feel like obviously we have the meat and potatoes, which is good. You can't stop that. Bro, you only have this much emotional energy in a day if you're a businessman. You could spend that rapping a song in your car. And you got to guard that energy, bro. Zherka, will you become numb to the hunger of fasting? Yeah, within a couple of days. Bro, if you're in the military and you don't sleep for a week because you're just in basic military qualifications like BMQ, you adapt to that too. If they don't feed you, you adapt to that too. 100 push-ups, you adapt to that too. That's what God made you, so you can adapt to anything. So why is the diet stopping you? Fucking pussy.
Do you believe God is the universe, or God is outside this world in the heavens above? Or both?
It has to be both if you believe in the Holy Spirit, right? Like, let me tell you this, dude. There's nothing closer than God. You'll know it when you go. When you're still, man, you have to be still. Your mind got to be still to feel that.
Burning in Hell donated
You guys are
$5.
chatterboxes,
How can
bro.
burning in hell be worse than this life? At least in hell there is no hope and the pain is physical. Having heaven and then getting it taken away from you gradually is far more cruel.
Heaven's not taken from you, and life cannot die. Only death can die. You understand what I'm saying? You cling to life because that's heaven, bro. You want eternal life. That's why you cling to it like a little bitch. Like, the only thing an organism clings to is to be filled by God. That's it. That's why a wild animal, even, they'd rather be in the wild where they get fucked up and mangled than in a cage. Because they want to be filled with the spirit of stillness. They're at peace when they can be their animal self. You're not an animal. You're at peace when you could be in God's image, your true self, your higher self. Right? From minerals, vegetation, animals to human. What's next? What's in the next plane? The next plane is all mental. Black mages aren't even the scariest people in society because you know what they're about. You can even sense them in the room. The scariest people are the guys who unconsciously ruin their family and friends' lives with how they're, I don't know how to word this, how they're pulling. Life's about pulling money, friends, and career your way. And if you're not pulling, you're pushing. Yeah, basically, the whole message of every stream, but especially this one, is all you guys think of, I'm not going to make it. You are going to make it. Change it to when. If you want to worry about something, worry about when. That's healthier. If you have to worry about something. If you don't make it in life, guys, your life doesn't change, but you're an older version of this loser self. That's fucking scary, right? You know what I mean? You're going to be a 45-year-old loser. That's fucking traumatizing, bro. You should laugh. If you laugh at it, it's way healthier. You shouldn't be scared. Fear is the wrong quantum field, man. I'll say this, the devil is a force, it's not a person, and man, does he feed on fear.